Hey, Dane here. In today's guide, we'll take a look at how you can set tasks to repeat with dypt. But first, why is that useful? Well, it helps you make the routine simple and means that you'll never miss key tasks. You've possibly seen recurring tasks in other apps, so what is special about dypt's repeating tasks? Well, there's a few things. The first is that dypt is super flexible. You can create the exact schedule that makes sense for your task, whether it's daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, or something in between. You can also customize exactly what about your task is repeated. Do you just want the vanilla task itself, or would you also like to bring over priorities, deadlines, and notes? You can leverage the full power of dypt's deep hierarchy and create a process have a fresh iteration ready to go when you need it. It also has smart features, such as auto-archiving old tasks and rolling forward your deadlines. So how might you like to use it? Well, repeats are designed to be as flexible as possible. You can use them for everything from reminding you to put the bins out each week, to end-to-end processes that must be completed on the first weekday of every quarter. So that's an overview. Let's see it in action and take a look at a few examples. Like with previous videos, I'm going to use some examples from Dane's bookstore. We'll keep it really simple for the first example. Every couple of days, I need to remember to go around the bookstore and check that all the books are displayed properly, facing the right way and in the right section. You'll see that I've created a task called routine tasks, which is where I like to keep my recurring tasks, but you can keep them wherever you like in your hierarchy. Within that, I've created a task called templates, which you can see here, under which I like to keep the template tasks that get repeated. Again, this is my personal preference. Let's take a look into templates. For the first example, I have a task I made earlier which will serve as the template task for my checkbook placement recurring task. To set it to repeat, we use the repeat dialog. You can get to repeat dialog in a few different ways. One way is from the task page directly. So if I click on the task, and then you see at the top there's a repeat task button, so if I click on that, it opens the repeat task dialog. Now this menu allows us to choose how we would like the task to repeat. This is a simple example, so we only need to make a couple of tweaks to the defaults. First, I'm going to go ahead and change where the new task gets saved to. So at the minute it's set to go into this same folder, but I actually want it to go into that routine task folder. So let's type routine tasks. Click on that, and you can see it's now set to go there. I want this to repeat from tomorrow and to repeat at 9 AM. So I'll set the start date to tomorrow morning. So if I click on here, tomorrow, and start from 9 AM. Next, I want this to run every couple of days. So I'll change the frequency to daily and every to 2. So we've changed frequency to daily and every to 2. The only other option I want to change is to enable hide old at the bottom. This will automatically archive previously created tasks when the next recurring task is created. This is handy for simpler tasks like this, where it's not mission critical that I complete every single repeated task. So if I go ahead and turn this one to yes. Now I'll click Start Repeating to create the repeat schedule. You see that a repeats icon has appeared in the header for this task, showing that the repeat is active. You can also click this to get back to the repeat dialog, like so. I don't need to make any changes, so I'll go ahead and close it. Let's go back to my routine tasks, clicking on routine tasks. So now, starting from tomorrow at 9 AM, I'll start to see new tasks created in here every couple of days. As I set a deadline and reminder on the template task, the newly created tasks will have their deadline rolled forward each time, and I'll also get reminders as I enable them on the template task. Okay, let's take a look at another example in my templates folder. I need to put the bins out every Monday evening. You can see my template task for this one here, put the bins out. I'll open the repeat dialog again, but this time via the subtask drop-down menu on the right. So that's these 3 little bars here, and then click on repeat. Again, we need to make a few settings tweaks. We'll go ahead and set the destination task to that routine task folder once more. Here we go. And I'll set the start date to next Monday at 9 AM again. So there we go. And I'm going to click on Monday, and then change this to 9 AM. There is an important distinction to be aware of between start dates and deadlines. This task has a deadline set of 7 PM in the template task, and you've seen that I set the start time to 9 AM. This means that the repeat task will be created in my dypt account at 9 AM, but the deadline will still show as 7 PM that evening, and reminders will be relative to the deadline, not the start time. So whilst you could set the start time to the same time as the deadline, the advantage of setting it earlier is that you'll see the task throughout the day in your dypt account, rather than only being alerted to it once the time is due. And I personally prefer that bit of forewarning. Okay, next, I'm going to set this to weekly and specify that it should only repeat on Mondays. So I've got my frequency set to weekly, currently set to repeat on every day. I'm going to turn off the other days so that it only repeats on Monday. And finally, I'll set it to hide old tasks and press start repeating. Hide old tasks, start repeating. On this view, we can also see the repeat icon is now present on the task. This task will now be created in our routine task folder every Monday at 9 AM. Brilliant. Now let's take a look at our last example, which is a bit more complicated. This time, I want to ensure that I complete my monthly finance checklist each month. This is a more complicated task, which is really a full process that I go through each month. I click on it here. Now you see that it's got priorities, and it's got notes, and it has many subtasks, and each of those have their own subtasks as well. I need to be sure I'm doing this process properly every month, so having this fresh checklist ready to go with all my notes easily accessible makes life much simpler and allows me to finish much faster. Let's go ahead and set up its repeat schedule. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the repeat button again. So once more I'll set my save to destination as the routine tasks folder. Here we go. I want this to start on the 1st of next month, so I'll go ahead and set that and change that to the 1st and 9 AM. I want the frequency to be monthly, and I want it to repeat every month, so I'll leave all the months enabled. So if I change my frequency to monthly, and then I'm going to leave all the months enabled. And next I want it to repeat on the first weekday each month, not the first date. So I'll change type to on the, and I'll select the first weekday. So I'll change type, on the, and then on the first instance of not a day, but a weekday. There we go. I want everything about the task to be included, so the rest of the options look good as they are. So I'll go ahead and press start repeating. And there we go. Okay, great. That's all my repeating tasks set. dypt will now automatically create repeat tasks by following the schedules I've created. Once each task is created, it will show up on the dashboard with the right priority and deadline set. They will also be included in my weekly and daily summary emails, and I'll get reminders at the right time where I've created them. So that's it for this video. Hopefully it was helpful and you can see how repeat tasks could be useful for you and really help maximize your productivity. Like usual, if you have any questions, please feel free to comment below and I'll be happy to help.